Welcome to the City Current Show, powered by Higginbotham Insurance and Financial Services.
This show focuses on sharing good news and powering the good in our community. Now here's your host, City Current CEO, Jeremy Park.
Welcome to the City Current Show, powered by Higginbotham. I'm your host, Jeremy Park. We're always honored to bring you inspiring stories of individuals and organizations making a difference and powering the good. And that's why we always love focusing on Adventure Science Center. We're honored to have the president and CEO with us, Dr. Leah Melber. How are you doing?
I'm great. It's nice to be here. Thank you so much.
Well, you all are doing tremendous good. We have a lot of exciting things to talk about, new exhibits. But before we dive into Adventure Science Center, you personally know the power of science, of museums, inspiring youth to go on a new trajectory with their career. Give us a little bit of your unique background and what led you to Adventure Science Center.
Yeah, no, I remember going to a science center when I was just very, very little. It was a class called Bugs to Batteries. I remember my first field trip. And when I was in university and I learned a little bit about museum education as a career trajectory, I thought, well, this is perfect. This shaped me. These early experiences shaped me, and I want to be part of shaping the next generation. So, fast forward about 30 years from that date and worked in all the different jobs you can think, all the different locations. And now I'm excited to be shaping the story here at Adventure Science Center.
Give us a little bit of a vantage point on your end, because about 2 years, and when you look at revitalizing and really reshaping about 30% of the Adventure Science Center to be more interactive, talk about some of the things on your end in terms of what's going on over the last couple of years with your leadership.
Yeah, it was really exciting to join this job and hear how important this facility was to the community. I used those first couple months to meet with my other executive leadership team members and ask them, what do we need to do right now? What is standing in the way of being the best we can be for our audience? And a lot of them pointed out that some of our exhibitions were a bit tired. Some were beloved. But some of them needed a little bit of updating. So we really doubled down and prioritized the areas that needed the most help. And with the support of the community, our funders, our government funders, we were able to execute, as you pointed, 30% changeover, about 5 new exhibition and exhibition spaces. That includes a pollinator exhibit that was completely updated. The bees remained, and now we're talking about pollinators all over the state. We have a new fossil exhibition with a large long-necked dinosaur and allegedly a large carnivore coming in spring of next year that, I'm just sharing for the first time here. So really just creating some more dynamic energy.
Give us an idea. Hopefully everybody's been to Adventure Science Center, especially the parents with the kids. It's amazing. We've been many, many, many times, but give us a little bit of a run through, as much as you can, obviously through radio and without all the pictures, but give us a little bit of a tour of the main exhibits, especially the ones that really put a big smile on your face.
Yes. So it's important to us that we have something for all ages. And when we were adding some exhibitions that were a little bit more exciting for the older kids, like our Fossil Frontiers exhibition with dinosaurs and other fossils, like our Mars rover exhibition and some of the interactives there, we had a parent come to me and say, these are all great, but please don't forget the littles. And so we just recently opened up a brand new under 5 space that has been such a hit. It is busy every single moment. So exciting that we're adding a whole other extra section to it that will include color exploration. We added a dinosaur dig pit. So while some of the older kids are learning about dinosaurs and other fossils, the littlest ones can be in there digging through this rubber substrate looking for fossils. And then we're really excited on the top floor that our pollinator exhibit was expanded. We still have a bees. We have new solar panels and an opportunity for kids to actually look at the data in real time. And perhaps our favorite is we opened up a new education center. This includes additional classroom space. So we're looking at increasing the number of hands-on activities we do on the weekends. And it's a fantastic place too for our field trips to participate in hands-on experiences.
Obviously, you want it to be fun. You want it to be enriching for learning.
Yes.
But a lot of this plays into career development and opening the eyes for children to see, wow, with STEM, there's so much opportunity, and even healthcare, which is, I know, a next, evolution on your too. But talk about that aspect in terms of kind of the science for Adventure Science Center of opening the eyes for career exploration.
Yes, and we know that kids decide by third grade what they think they're good at. So we want them to think they're good at everything so that they know that they have all these career paths. And part of that is showing them people in their community in areas of interest that are excelling in a career. This started before me with our Soundbox exhibition about careers in music, which not everyone's going to be a Grammy winner, but there are so many other careers around music. And that has been a huge hit. So we've been bringing that component in other areas. We have a lever car and we talk about careers in automotive industry. And our newest exhibition will be in 2027, Peak Performance, the Science of Health, because health careers, as well as engineering and construction careers here in Tennessee, are in the top 12 careers. So getting those kids excited so we can fill those roles with homegrown talent. We're really excited about being able to build out that understanding of I can do this.
Absolutely. Touch on the education aspect regarding youth coming in, school field trips. That's a big part when you look at the attendance. So start talking about some of the statistics that warm your heart, but also to the student groups.
Yes, so we see about 26,000 school tour children each year, primarily elementary and middle school. And so we wanted to also augment the high school. So elementary and middle school come, they explore different exhibits, it ties to state standards, they participate in a planetarium show or a hands-on activity. And we wanted that same experience for high schoolers, but realizing they may not want to dig in a dig pit, right, at 16. So we have a couple different programs for our high schoolers. Our year-round program is our crew program, which is an opportunity for them to learn about careers and do site visits at industries around Nashville, and then volunteer for us and share their passion around science. And that's a long-term project. And then we have an event on a career exploration day that anyone can come to. And then we also have a program for girls that are exploring STEM topics and how they can connect with other female leaders in the field and get excited and inspired by them.
When you talk about that sort of community engagement, talk about your team, because obviously on your end, to be able to organize all of this, both internal and external, takes a lot of work. So talk about your team.
Yes, so we believe strongly that there isn't just one spokesperson for the institution. We're all a spokesperson for the institution. And so we kind of play a little bit of a roulette game every Monday, Tuesday, and say, these are all the things happening in the community. Who can go to what and how can people be involved? And I think that has been a very significant change in how we're connecting with the community to be at all these different events and sharing that responsibility. So people meet 6 people from the Science Center in 1 month and they're like, what's going on over there? You guys are everywhere. So we've really enjoyed being included in some of those community opportunities and then having those members come in and partner with us in different activities as volunteers, sharing their messaging through exhibitry and support.
Give us some of the stats when you look at Adventure Science Center as a draw for the tourism, and obviously across the state of Tennessee, Middle Tennessee, yes, but even beyond. So talk about some of those stats.
Yeah, we actually just finished our annual impact report, and every year it gets more exciting. We do serve all 95 counties of Tennessee. We definitely are our Tennessee's Science Center, but we also see all 50 states plus DC, and we see a lot of international visitors as well. We had a big jump this past year where we saw, I want to say like 30 different countries visited the Science Center. And they may not be coming to Nashville to see us, but they're choosing to come to us when they're here in Nashville. And that's really exciting that they want to learn about science here during their vacation.
When you look at the evolution, and as you mentioned, roughly 30% in terms of new exhibits, reimagining that piece, looking at healthcare, in the future, and how can we open up career exploration even further, the engagement in the community, both internal and external. Talk about some of those evolutions that are really taking place that when you look at the next phase for Adventure Science Center and what you're putting in place, what is that going to look like?
Yeah, and I think you hit the nail on the head that these are career areas that are expanding. I think 1 in 5 careers by 2030 will be healthcare related in the state, and there just are not enough individuals to fill those roles. And wanting to be part of the solution, wanting to give people the opportunity to grow up, get their education, and stay in their home state and support their home state as a career. we're doing that both through our exhibitry, right, which builds excitement, but then also through our programs. So, they visit an exhibit, they see a topic that they're excited about, but then what's next? So when we have these different camps, these field trip hands-on experiences, these teen internship programs, these partnerships with organizations and corporations that come in and have an activation table, now not only have they got an experience that excited them, they've learned a little bit more about how their skills would translate into this career path, and they've had a chance to meet somebody that might look like them or come from an area where they grew up and say, wow, I can do this. This person came from the same high school as I did. How exciting is that? So we're using that formula to go beyond excitement and into actually supporting training and career choice.
So when you look at exhibits, activations, everything that we're talking about, it takes resources to be able to do that. And so Adventure Science Center is a nonprofit. So talk about some of the many different ways the community can support Adventure Science Center.
Yes, and we are a nonprofit, and that means when you buy an admission ticket, when you buy something at the store, all of that purchase goes to support our mission. When you become a member, you support our mission. When you encourage a friend to become a member, you support that mission. So your average person can support us every day just by visiting and telling someone else to visit and following us on social media. We also look to our different funders, our foundations, corporations, our government, metro and state, and private foundations. And through very generous gifts and sometimes partnerships, we're able to execute these new experiences, both as programs and exhibitions. And that partnership is not just financial. I mean, that's important and it makes it happen and we're very appreciative, but also the content, having someone from their institution or their organization represented in that career highlight. That's what makes it a true collaboration and rather than just transfer of funds. And that's what we're most excited about.
Yeah, I think the collaboration aspect really is huge. Adventure Science Center, you and your team were a big part of the Kids Dental Day and Shoe Distribution with Delta Dental of Tennessee and the Nashville Sounds and so many other amazing partners that came out to really just create this amazing back to school festival for hundreds of kids, which was powerful in the collaboration there. And I think even on our end, we've done a number of receptions, city current tours, taking business leaders through, and what a powerful way to get out of the office to immerse yourself in a unique experience that's team building and also learning and educational. But at the same time, you can tie that to the educational component, like you mentioned, with the youth. And so I think a lot of this is just a little bit of, intention goes a long way to create special experiences that are engagement opportunities for companies that can also help lift you all as a nonprofit, as a community catalyst as well. So touch on maybe one or two creative things, whether they're events or things like that are kind of nuggets for people to put in their head.
Yes, no, we have a really robust rental property program where corporations come and have meetings. And it's nice for them, to your point, to get out, have a meeting somewhere else. And I will tell you, at least 85% of those folks say, it's changed so much. I can't wait to bring the family. I can't wait to bring the grandkids. Can't wait to tell my sister who has little ones. So they're having their meeting and that's exciting for them, but it also is probably the only time they're going to step foot in through the door without intentionally bringing their family. So we're excited about that. We also just did a really dynamic partnership with a social media star, Blippi. And that was an opportunity for us to host him here. And he has a significant following. So we had this incredible turnout. And what was exciting about that is 72% of the ticket sales were non-members. So for many of those individuals, it's their first time to see us. So those partnerships not only support our members who are looking for consistent activation and additional activities, it also opens up an opportunity to someone that may not have known about us or been on their radar.
So you've shared the exciting news on the fossils and what's to come there, perhaps a little bit of a teaser. You've shared obviously the exciting news for the healthcare for 2027 and that piece of it. Give us one other thing that really excites you for the future ahead. And that can be specific to an exhibit, upcoming event, but give me one or two other things that really excite you about the future ahead.
I think I'm most excited about two expansions of a really popular exhibition. So the partnership around our pollinator exhibition is going to expand to look at river health. And as you know, Tennessee's filled with rivers, and how do we really appreciate them and care for them? So I love that that's going to get people excited so they can go out in their community and make a difference. And then the little kid area has been so exciting. The 5 and under, we've added a whole separate section that's going to explore color. So that's going to be opening next spring as well. And I think what I'm especially excited for, though, is seeing the people come through and say, wow, there's so much different here. We're so excited. We can't wait to come back. When I first arrived, we often heard people say, okay, we saw everything. This is so great. Let's come back another time. And now I'm hearing, it's okay. We'll come back. I know we didn't see that yet, but there's so much more to see. And, both are great responses, but it's always exciting to hear that somebody was having so much fun. They didn't even get to everything. And I think that's what we're seeing more and more. And I'm looking at that as exciting for the year to come.
Well, make sure everyone check out Adventure Science Center online. The website is adventuresci.org. So adventuresci.org is the website. You can find them on Facebook at Adventure Science Center and then also on Instagram at Adventure Sci. Dr. Leah Melber, thank you for all you and your amazing team at Adventure Science Center do to power the good. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Higginbotham Insurance and Financial Services is proud to power the City Current Show. We're a people-first company that protects what matters most, the families, businesses, and trailblazers that keep our community going. As one of the nation's top independent insurance firms, Higginbotham is a single-source solution for business insurance, employee benefits, HR services, and personal insurance that's customized for you. We're here to serve you, the people you care about, and your community. Call 866-377-1959 or visit higginbotham.com.